in regards to the CEO and the board of directors resigning from the Trudeau Foundation, given that they cited politicization, will you continue to appoint people connected to the foundation to do work for your government?
It's a foundation in my father's name that I have no direct or indirect connection with.
Hi, I'm Nat. Today I want to talk about Justin Trudeau and the alleged ties to China that have been following him for years now. I mean, he did say a long time ago that he admired their basic dictatorship.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say, we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar.
But over the past few months, we have been seeing some more concrete reporting about some of these alleged ties. Just last month, CSIS sources came out to say that there may have been Chinese interference during the past elections. And just a few days ago, the entire board, the CEO, and the director of the Pierre Trudeau Elliott Foundation resigned over a gift that they received from China that started to be questioned. This story was initially reported in the Globe and Mail. As you see here, the Trudeau Foundation CEO board resigned after revelation of gift tied to China. The head of the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation and its board of directors resigned Tuesday, citing the political backlash that followed a revelation that the true benefactor behind a large financial gift from a Beijing billionaire was the Chinese government, aka the Chinese Communist Party. The foundation announced in early March that it planned to return $140,000 to the wealthy Chinese donor after the Globe and Mail reported that the contribution was part of Beijing-directed influence operation to curry favor with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. On Tuesday, the foundation said in a statement that President and Chief Executive Pascal Fournier and the entire board would leave, adding that a political scrutiny surrounding the donation had put pressure on staff members and the board of volunteer directors. And this is some of the important wording because this is, as I will show you, what Trudeau also used as his answer for why this was happening. The circumstances created by the politicization of the foundation made it impossible to continue with the status quo. The foundation, a not-for-profit organization dedicated to the memory of Justin Trudeau's father, former Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau, said 3 directors have agreed to remain on an interim basis until the new board is chosen. The foundation is backed by a $125 million government endowment set in 2002 under former Liberal Prime Minister Jean Chrétien. It provides scholarships, academic fellowships, and leadership programs. And as is usual in the United States and other countries, foundations and charities are sometimes set up in the name of presidents or prime ministers or other figures of government. However, what is strange in this case is that it was created in the form of the endowment with taxpayer funds. And not only that, but it kind of works as an arm of nepotism almost, because their foundation members are elected, 6 of them, by the current prime minister, which in this case was Justin Trudeau, and there is a special little line here where 3 seats are reserved for liquidators of the succession of the late Right Honourable Pierre Elliott Trudeau. What does that mean? Well, that means that family members and members of the Trudeau family will forever be in control of this foundation, and not just in control, but sometimes benefiting from the foundation and the allocation of the gifts that it receives. This is why this story is so important and why it shows and signifies special ties that Trudeau might have to China, other than, their interference during his past election. That the Globe reported in late February that the Canadian Security Intelligence Service had captured a conversation in 2014 between an unnamed commercial attaché at one of China's consulates in Canada and billionaire Zhang Bing, a political advisor to the government in Beijing and a senior official in China's network of state promoters around the world. The pair discussed the federal election that was expected to take place in 2015 and the possibility that the Liberals would defeat Stephen Harper's Conservatives and form the next government, according to a national security source. The source said the diplomat instructed Mr. Zhang to donate $1 million to the Trudeau Foundation and told him the Chinese government would reimburse him for the entire amount. So why would they want to donate to this foundation if it is not tied and has no ties to Justin Trudeau, but they thought it would? It is interesting, too, that the foundation's director, Ms. Fournier, said that it was necessary to return the donation once the foundation learned there was potential connection between Chinese government and a 2016 pledge of $200,000. So why would they return the money now that this story has come out, but not in 2016? I mean, it's been years. And if they were seeing that some of these ties were starting to bubble up, well, maybe they could have said something. And this is why eventually they did all resign, because the heat's going to get turned up if there's more information to come out of maybe this specific foundation. I mean, as we saw with Han Dong, the member of parliament that tearfully resigned after the Chinese interference allegations in elections came out, well, people don't usually resign kind of in disgrace if they're not guilty of anything or if there's nothing there. So we'll have to wait and see. Something else that is pretty interesting is that David Johnston, who was a member of the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation, was actually the person that Justin Trudeau decided to pick as his special rapporteur to investigate the Chinese interference during the elections. So he's choosing someone who it was now tied to donations from China to the foundation he's a member at to investigate Chinese interference during the elections in the form also of some donations. I mean, isn't that quite convenient? Yesterday, Justin Trudeau was at a completely unrelated conference and got asked about this 2 different times, and his answers, well, they were pretty much the exact same.
This is in regards to a Trudeau Foundation question. The entire board and the CEO of the foundation resigned this morning. They cited the recent politicization of their work. Are you concerned about the long-term stability of the organization and that the fallout from allegations of foreign interference is extending beyond your government?
As you well know, the Trudeau Foundation is a foundation with which I have absolutely no intersection.
And this was the second time.
In regards to the CEO and the board of directors resigning from the Trudeau Foundation, given that they cited politicization, will you continue to appoint people connected to the foundation to do work for your government?
Those people who are trying to get short-term political gain by increasing polarization and partisanship in this country by launching completely unfounded and ungrounded attacks against charities or foundations must not succeed.
See, I think Trudeau is forgetting that he might have been the first one to start politicizing everything during the truckers' convoy and the myriad of names that he decided to call people that did not agree with him and his government.
Mais il y a aussi des gens qui sont farouchement opposés à la vaccination. Qui sont extrémistes. Qui ne croient pas dans la science, qui sont souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi. C'est un petit groupe.
It might now be becoming clearer and clearer why the Trudeau government and the Liberals may want to pass Bills C-11 and C-18 as quickly as possible. Bill C-11 gives them control over things that people upload. It's called the Online Streaming Act, and it is pretty close to passing now. And Bill C-18, or the Online News Act, which would force social media companies and Google, for example, to put Canadian news sources, mainstream news sources, which are subsidized by Trudeau, at the top of search results and even force them to pay a tax for it. These 2 bills give complete control to the current government over what Canadians see. So now we see why these 2 bills are so important to be passed as fast as possible before the leaks keep coming out and Trudeau's ship maybe eventually sinks under Chinese influence. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.